If you clicked on this video, chances are you either defend or despise combo-based score systems that exist in rhythm games. Games such as Osu, Cytus, Tonesphere, Clone Hero, Pump It Up, and more share this type of system. Today I'm going to focus on Pump It Up's score system and explain how it is holding back the competitive scene for both tournaments and world records between top players. Before we talk about the core problems that lie in Pump's scoring system, I wanted to give the viewers who don't know or follow me some background about myself. I've been playing dance games for over 20 years now, and I am currently the United States National Champion for Pump It Up as of 2018. I currently compete against the best players across the globe for world records and have a huge passion for Pump It Up. Now that we got that out of the way, let's first jump into how the scoring system works for Pump It Up. Pump It Up has a total of 5 different judgments, which are based off how accurate you are timing the notes. The points for these said judgments are the following. A perfect equals 1,000 points, a great equals 500 points, a good equals 100 points, a bad equals minus 200 points, and a miss equals minus 500 points. However, if you miss during a hold, it will equal minus 300 points. Up next is the combo bonus. In addition to the judgment points, a combo bonus is enforced as well. This bonus only counts great and perfect judgment, however, since a good does not increase your combo and a bad or miss will break your combo. Here we can see that a combo from 1 to 50 will give you 0 multiplier, while a 51 or higher will give you an additional 1,000 points for each note hit. There is no cumulative combo bonus, however, so the value stays the same no matter what the combo number is. As long as it is 51 or above, you will get the extra 1,000 points. There is also a multiplier for any simultaneous steps with 3 or more notes. Just for reference, if you ever hit multiple notes at once, your combo will always count up +1. It will never count more for multiple hits. The multiplier is applied after the combo bonus is added to the judgment points. For exactly 3 steps at the same time, it will equal 1.5 times the points, and for 4 to 10 steps at the same time, it will equal 2 times the points. Here we see examples of combinations between different judgments and combos, as well as the points rewarded. Feel free to pause the video if you want to read it in full. Depending on what difficulty or mode you are playing on, there is also a multiplier for these as well. Here are a few examples shown on screen now. We can see that the level is always divided by 10 to get the multiplier. There is no multiplier for anything below level 10, however. It's also important to note that doubles mode gets a 1.2 times multiplier on top of this. Rank mode, which tightens the window for both the judgments and the holds, gives an additional 1.2x multiplier on top of everything else. Next we have the grade bonus. This bonus will only occur when you receive either a grade S, double S, or triple S. On screen now shows the bonus you receive when earning said grades. And last we have the final score and Pump It Up. No matter what, your score will always end in 00, no exceptions. Okay, now that we've gone over how it all works, let's discuss the issues with this scoring system. Keep in mind, this is my personal opinion and I am simply doing my part to raise awareness on the subject, not just for the community, but more importantly for Andamiro. The first and probably the biggest problem is the combo bonus. The existence of this bonus causes many problems in both competitions and in general. It awards consistency of hitting the notes within a very wide window far more than properly timing the notes, which without a doubt is a higher skill to have in any rhythm game. I can't believe I have to mention this, but for those who question this statement, ask yourself, what is there a higher percentage of? Players who can perfect higher end songs or players that can pass higher end songs? There's a reason smaller pool of players can perfect higher level songs. Many argue that a player that combos a section of a song is more skilled versus someone who doesn't combo that same section. While this may certainly be the case, the issue still exists that a player can break in an easy, medium, or hard section and it renders this point useless. To add to this, let's say 2 players both get 1 miss literally 1 note apart from each other in a song. You would expect a draw, since both players miss 1 note, right? Wrong. Because of the fact that the score system relies heavily on combo, the player with 1 higher combo would be the winner in this situation. And this begs the question, what makes that one different note more valuable than the other? Pump It Up's scoring system does not calculate whether the combo was broken in an easy or hard area. It does not compensate or punish you based on the difficulty of hitting any specific area in any song. Just for reference, the 2 players both missing 1 note apart from each other's scenario stays true with or without the combo bonus. Players are already being punished for receiving anything less than a perfect judgment, so why is there even more punishment for breaking combo? Think about it. There is no reason to put such a heavy punishment on players for breaking combo when you have already established systems that punish players based off how accurate they are performing. Yes, this game's score system is based off comboing, but the entire point of this discussion is to turn away from this system and move forward into something that creates a healthier competitive scene. Something that doesn't require unnecessary calculations just to figure out what even happened in a match. It becomes impossible to tell what happens in a match when looking at just the results screen, which is brought up from the other side of the argument actually. Quote, "The score screen doesn't ever tell the full story," end quote. This is exactly the problem. Even if you watch an entire match from beginning to end, you can't always determine how the score happened either. A scoring system has failed in its objective if a score is in all ways inferior to another score on all visible variables, but is still higher than the other player who clearly performed better. Every time these type of scores or examples are brought up, people always try to defend the system by explaining why or how it happened. The argument isn't about trying to figure that out. It is about exposing the problems it has and pushing Pump It Up towards a scoring system that does not remove the competitive fairness. The next issue is the multiplier for hitting 3 or more notes simultaneously. With this multiplier's existence, it becomes even more difficult to figure out how the player achieved the score in the results screen because they are only worth one combo. You might say, but Seth, the game calculates that for you. Why is this even an argument? Because when pad errors arise, which happens at literally every single event you can imagine, there is a huge problem. How are you supposed to adjust a player's score if a sensor doesn't register a hit or registers from being oversensitive? The answer is simple. You can't. As long as combo scoring exists, there will never be a solution to this problem. Many events will just not allow recalcing scores or force the players to replay the same song on opposite pads to compensate the issue. However, from a competitive standpoint, this solution is a complete joke. Granted, this issue isn't just from this particular multiplier, but it certainly makes things much more convoluted than they need to be. Also, why are rolling brackets completely ignored by this multiplier? I think both sides can meet on common ground here when I say these type of brackets are much more difficult to time, read, and combo when compared to a normal bracket. This is when people will argue that the game can't determine if there are rolling brackets or not. This is an issue Andamiro should take into account because it is very inconsistent when compared to this multiplier. Not to mention the fact that 4 to 10 steps is literally the same multiple value because hitting 4 notes is obviously just as hard as hitting this. Okay, next up we have grade bonus, which isn't too complicated when compared to previous subjects. Personally, I believe that this entire bonus is worthless because of the fact that Pump It Up allows lower letter grades to beat higher letter grades, outside of double S or triple S's. I am fully aware as to why this happens, but the issue here is why even have the bonus to begin with? It seems as though the system has so many bonus points added for no real reason. Well, you made it to the end, so now the most expected question from you at this point would be, what is your solution to this? What scoring system would work better than the current one? The solution would be EX scoring. For anyone that doesn't know how this scoring system works, EX scoring gives you more points for hitting notes more accurately and rewards less as you go down the ladder of judgment. It's actually just like Pump It Up's judgment points that we went over before, except it doesn't have anything else to it. This scoring system is easy to understand, easy to recalc pad issues on, and best of all, it makes complete sense from any standpoint. EX scoring is based off of one thing and one thing only: timing. This skill is the most difficult to obtain and truly shows the results of how well a player performs from beginning to end of a song. Combo-based scoring can and will throw a player out of a tournament for a single combo break in the middle of the song, regardless of every other note being perfects. While their opponent may have kept combo, they also had poor timing throughout the entire song. If you're one of the people who try and argue, just don't miss, this is not even a valid argument. EX scoring punishes you as well for missing, but not to the point of making it nearly impossible to recover from majority of matches. Some mention that the holds counting your combo would make this complex because of charts like King of Sails D23. I argue that this is completely fine to keep in the game, even with EX scoring, because you can still keep track of everything easily, and if the pad was the issue, it can simply be adjusted through recalculating the score. Something to also think about here is that Pump It Up's scoring system has not changed in an entire decade. A lot of things can change with that type of time frame, and a lot has. For example, the skill ceiling in our community has increased so dramatically, and yet we still have a scoring system that can punish the best players in the world so aggressively that they can easily lose to an average player in a match. Another argument that people will make is that the game isn't Dance Dance Revolution. They mention this because Dance Dance Revolution uses EX scoring, so a lot of players do not want Pump It Up to become similar to it. If you truly believe that this would happen, you are turning a blind eye to everything that makes Pump It Up stand out from its competitors. 5 panels instead of 4. Song pool, unique videos for each song, chart style, doubles mixed with singles in competitive play, non-symmetrical timing window, wider window that works well with the charts, and the list goes on and on. It's also worth mentioning that many highly skilled players and step artists who are part of the official Andamiro team strongly agree with changing Pump It Up's scoring system. EX scoring is something I hope Andamiro will take into consideration for a future release of Pump It Up, but all we can do is simply hope for them to notice not just this video, but the community talking about it and pushing for it to actually happen. No matter what happens though, I will always love Pump It Up, and I want both the community and game to grow more than what it is today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you have an interest in any rhythm games, be sure to follow me on Twitch. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.